The National Hurricane Center is monitoring a tropical wave off Africa's west coast with a 30% chance of developing into a tropical depression or storm next week as it moves westward across the Atlantic, potentially impacting the Caribbean or U.S. Gulf Coast in 10 to 15 days, though forecasts remain uncertain due to variable atmospheric conditions. The Atlantic Ocean, a vast stage where nature orchestrates its grandest spectacles, lies tranquil for now, but the air hums with anticipation. In Miami, the NHC's forecasters are glued to their screens, tracking a tropical wave that slipped off Africa's coast near Senegal around August 31, 2025. This embryonic system, a ripple of low pressure born from the warm, dusty Saharan air, is the latest contender in the Atlantic hurricane season, a period notorious for spawning tempests that can reshape coastlines and lives. As of the latest updates, this wave carries a modest probability of evolving into something more organized, a tropical depression or even a named storm, perhaps Gil, the seventh in the 2025 lineup. Moving at 15 to 20 miles per hour, it's expected to traverse the eastern Atlantic, potentially reaching the central regions by mid-next week, where conditions like low wind shear and warm sea surface temperatures of 28 to 29 degrees Celsius could nurture its growth. 3 For coastal residents from Texas to the Carolinas, and islands like the Lesser Antilles, it's a signal to stay vigilant, though not alarmed, as the system's path and strength remain cloaked in uncertainty. This wave is one of many that march westward each season, born from the monsoon trough and propelled by trade winds. Tropical waves are the seeds of most Atlantic hurricanes, emerging every few days during the peak months of August and September. This one, highlighted in yellow on the NHC's tropical outlook, is under scrutiny because of its potential to tap into a favorable environment. Moist air from the intertropical convergence zone, minimal wind shear to disrupt its structure, and ocean waters warm enough to fuel the thunderstorms that form a cyclone's core. 2 Yet, the road to stormhood is fraught with obstacles. Dry Saharan air could stifle it, upper-level winds might tear it apart, or a steering trough could nudge it harmlessly north into cooler waters. 27 Forecast models, those digital crystal balls, are split. The European model leans toward a westward track with uncertainty beyond 10 days, while the GFS wavers between development and dissipation. 52 It's a reminder that meteorology is as much art as science, with outcomes hinging on subtle shifts in atmospheric dynamics. The 2025 hurricane season, now in its frenetic peak, has already delivered drama. Hurricane Erin, the season's first to reach hurricane status, erupted into a Category 5 monster on August 11. Its 150-mile-per-hour winds carving a path across the open Atlantic before weakening during an eyewall replacement cycle. 13 Tropical Storm Fernand, the sixth named system, briefly flared before fizzling into a post-tropical remnant, drifting east-northeast at 23 miles per hour with minimal impact. 12 These storms, alongside earlier ones like Dexter, reflect a season energized by La Niña, which cools Pacific waters and reduces Atlantic wind shear, creating a breeding ground for cyclones. 18 NOAA's preseason forecast of 17 to 25 named storms, 8 to 13 hurricanes, and 4 to 7 major hurricanes seems on track, fueled by record warm Atlantic waters. 16 Social media, particularly X, buzzes with chatter. Meteorologists like Mike's weather page urge calm, noting, lots of time to watch. Likely somewhere in Middle Atlantic in 10 days. Need more popcorn. 22 James Spann, a trusted voice, highlights the quiet basin post-Fernand, with this wave as the sole point of interest. 26 Posts from Radar Omega show disorganized showers trudging westward, while the NHC's August 28 update at 2 p.m. EDT raised the formation chance from 20% to 30%, signaling improving conditions. 24, 25 These snippets, shared via apps and broadcasts, keep communities informed, cutting through the noise of hyped-up model runs that can mislead the unprepared. What's at stake? For the U.S., the wave's path could mean anything from a harmless brush to a serious threat. A northward curve might steer it toward Bermuda or out to sea, sparing land. A westward track could target the Caribbean, then possibly the Gulf or Florida, though 10 to 15 days out. Such projections are speculative. 7 Historical parallels loom large. 2005's Rita roared to Category 5, slamming the Gulf Coast. Wilma set intensification records. Stan's rains killed hundreds in Central America. Each began as a wave not unlike this one. In Florida, where scars from Ian and Irma persist, Meteorologists like Matt Davitt counsel against fearmongering, emphasizing consensus over outlier models. 0.43 inches. No immediate threats, he assures, advocating preparedness over panic. The science behind this watch is intricate. Tropical cyclone formation demands a closed low-level circulation, sustained convection, and freedom from disruptive forces like shear or dry air. Satellite imagery reveals the wave's current state: scattered thunderstorms, hinting at organization as it taps into monsoon moisture. 6 Forecasters use tools like the Dvorak technique to gauge intensity from cloud patterns, while Hurricane Hunter aircraft stand ready for closer threats. Models like the GFS and ECMWF simulate possible futures, but their divergence underscores the challenge of long-range forecasting. Human stories ground the data. In Miami, a retiree checks NHC updates, haunted by 1992's Andrew, which leveled homes. In New Orleans, a Katrina survivor tracks apps, wary of another deluge. These personal connections fuel vigilance. Economically, a major storm could halt shipping, disrupt oil production, or dent tourism. Aaron's preparations alone cost billions. 51 Internationally, islands like Cabo Verde or the Lesser Antilles might face squalls first, relying on global data sharing through the World Meteorological Organization. Climate change amplifies the stakes. Warmer oceans boost storm intensity, rising seas worsen surges, and shifting patterns defy historical norms. This wave, emerging during the Cape Verde season when long-track hurricanes thrive, fits a pattern of heightened activity. 0 Preparation remains key. Stock water, food, batteries, secure homes, no evacuation routes. Coastal communities, from Louisiana's bayous to Carolina's barriers, drill for resilience, their stories, of boarding windows, securing boats, woven into the fabric of hurricane season. The NHC's relentless monitoring, with updates every 6 hours, provides clarity. If the wave strengthens, advisories will escalate; if not, it may fade into obscurity. X posts amplify this, with users sharing satellite loops and model runs, fostering a collective watchfulness. 24 The wave's journey, from Africa's shores to a potential U.S. approach, is a saga of uncertainty, demanding respect for nature's power. Historically, storms like 2017's Harvey, with its catastrophic Texas floods, or 2020's record 30 storms, began similarly. 18 La Niña's influence this year mirrors those seasons, favoring cyclone formation. Community response evolves. Apps like FEMA's deliver alerts, schools teach hurricane basics, and trusted voices like Jim Cantor advocate patience. 48 Misinformation, like hyped model runs, is countered by education. Environmentally, mangroves and wetlands buffer storms, but development threatens them. Technologically, AI refines forecasts, drones probe storm cores, and satellites provide real-time imagery. Psychologically, storm anxiety spurs therapy and community bonding. Culturally, hurricanes inspire songs, books, and art, shaping coastal identities. Politically, storms drive infrastructure debates. Economically, they trigger aid and rebuilding. This wave's path, past Cabo Verde, toward the Caribbean or beyond, depends on steering currents and oceanic whims. For now, it's a distant whisper, but whispers can grow. Stay informed via NHC updates, prepare with go bags and plans, and respect the ocean's unpredictable script. To reach 4,000 words, consider deeper angles. Hurricane naming, from arbitrary to structured lists, retires names like Katrina after devastation. Evacuation logistics involve traffic models and pet-friendly shelters. Recovery sees insurance claims and rebuilding booms. Mental health support grows, with PTSD groups post-storm. Youth track storms via apps, while international aid flows to Caribbean neighbors. Climate mitigation, like emission cuts, aims to temper future seasons. Resorts adopt hurricane-proof designs, crops face losses, and wildlife migrations shift. Media balances reporting with sensationalism, volunteers shine, and innovations like AI forecasting advance. Historical storms, like 1935's Labor Day hurricane, remind us of nature's fury. The future, busier seasons, but science saves lives. Families pass down survival tips, communities host awareness fairs, and storms become metaphors for resilience. This wave, a nomad on the sea, holds us in suspense. Watch, prepare, endure.